welcome to STAMPtember at Simon Says Stamp. My name is Christine, and today I am going to be making a card using the Dylusions ink spray pad and some Lawn Fawn stamps. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a card similar to this one here. And we're going to start by using our Dylusions ink spray pad. And this is a spray pad that comes blank, and then you spray in the colors you want to use. And I've previously shown on Scraptime how to get your pad to this point, so by adding water in your sprays. So now that I'm going to be using the spray pad I have previously inked, the first thing I'm going to do is test it to see if I need to add more color. So I start by spraying water over it, and that will just reactivate the inks that I already had on there. So I'm using this stamp from Dylusions. It is the basic background stamp set, and I love the stamps that come in this set. You can use them over and over again. So I'm going to stamp this down. So looking at that, I think I want to add a bit more ink. So I had used Calypso Teal, Lemon Zest, and Fresh Lime. So all I'm going to do is spray them right back onto the pad. So now I am going to take my stamp and try it now. So you can see now it's a lot more wet and more color, and for the technique I'm going to do, I want it more like that. So now that I've tested it, I'm just going to wipe up this excess spray that it sprayed around. And I'm working today on this piece of watercolor paper. It is from Tim Holtz Distress Watercolor Cardstock. It's new. It's an A2 size at 4.5 or 4 1/4 by 5.5. So I'm going to take my stamp and stamp in this corner here. And then underneath. And then I'm going to turn it this time to do the other side. And that just prevents you from getting that blocked look like you're stamping in blocks. So we could stop there and have that as our background. But I want sort of a washed background. So what I do now is I just take some water in a spritzer and I'm going to spritz it, and you can see now that all those colors are going to run. However, they are still going to see a bit of that dot background. And I'm just going to move it around a bit. So depending how much water will depend how much of the little dots you see. So it'd just be a personal thing. So now I'm going to dry this so we can continue on stamping our images. So I have completely dried my card, and you may be asking yourself, why don't I just spray the colors right on? Well, you can see that this gives you a lot softer background than if I was to spray the colors directly on, and you can also get those variations of the yellow and the green and the blue sort of mixed in randomly, and you have a bit more control doing it this way than if you were just to randomly spray. You'll get big blotches. So if you wanted your change of colors a bit more controlled, this is a great way to do it. So now I'm going to decorate it, and I'm going to start by putting a border on, and I used the Belinda's borders from Lawn Fawn Stamps. They're really cute. I love the hearts, and today we're using the scallop. On that other card I had used the swirl, and then there's the chevron and the little jagged lines, stitch lines and that. So as I said, I've got the little scallop, and I'm stamping in the Aquamarine Archival ink by Ranger. And the reason why I'm using archival ink is whenever I'm stamping, even though it's dry, these are waterproof inks, and so if I did decide to go back over with some more wet medium, they would not blend out on me, or they'll keep their shape. Whereas if you use a dye ink, then like when I hit this with water and it went all over, that's what would happen with a dye ink. So I like to use the archival inks when I do my stamping. So the reason I am stamping my border first is so then when I'm placing the image in the middle, I know how much space I have, rather than adding my border at the end. And I'm just overlapping the corners. It's just easier that way. So there I have my cute border done. And next I am using the birdie told me to put a little word bubble and the birdie on. And these are the Tim Holtz grid blocks that I'm using for stamping. And this time I'm using archival black ink for the same reason I used the blue. And I'm going to use the little flying birdie. And then I chose Thank You. This is from the So Much to Say stamp set, and it's great because again you get happy birthday, thank you, feel better, you're awesome, congrats, best wishes, so all the different greetings you may want. And I had previously measured to make sure it would fit into my little word bubble. So there is Thank You. So now I want to add a little bit of color to my bird, and so I am going to be using the Wink of Stella glitter brushes. But these are really bold in color, so what I like to do is put a bit onto my craft mat. I'm going to use some pink and some orange. And then I put a little bit of water to the side just so I can wet my brush. Pick up a bit of water, a bit of orange, and then I can paint it onto my little birdie. If I was to go direct, they're very dark in color. But even when you paint it on, you still get that great glitter effect. I need a bit more water. There we go. And then I can pick up a bit of the pink and blend it in for her little tummy. And around. I'm going to put a bit more pink down. Then I'm just going to go around the little bubble. Pick up a little bit of orange too in there. And then for the little trail, I can use the orange directly and to make little dots. And I like to just do a little random trail where the bird flew. And there we have our finished card front. Now I can just add this onto a card, and that is how simple it is. So we use the Dilutions ink spray pad with some spray mist for our background, and then some really cute Lawn Fawn stamps with our archival inks, and the Wink of Stella brushes, glitter pens, glitter markers, brushes. Well, thanks for joining me. Be sure to check out my website at www.scraptime.ca. Happy Stamptember!